If you're over 60 and you've been told that squats are the best exercise for your legs and glutes, I need you to hear this. Squats are not the king of lower body exercises for older adults. In fact, for many people over 60, squats put more stress on the knees and lower back than they ever put on the muscles you actually need to strengthen. And that's a problem nobody talks about. For years, fitness advice has been built around one idea. If you want strong legs, squat. If you want better glutes, squat deeper. But here's what that advice misses completely. After 60, joint health, balance, and muscle activation patterns change dramatically. A movement that works perfectly for a 30-year-old body can quietly create strain, compensation, and even injury risk in an older body. Research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research has shown that many older adults perform squats with excessive forward knee travel and limited hip engagement, meaning the quads and knees absorb most of the load while the glutes barely activate at all. So you're doing the work, feeling the effort, but the muscles that matter most for balance, stability, and independence aren't even waking up. That's why today I'm going to walk you through 4 simple movements that are more effective than squats for building real glute and leg strength after 60. These exercises are joint friendly, require no equipment, and they specifically target the muscles responsible for keeping you strong, stable, and moving with confidence every single day. But before we get into the exercises, if you're part of this incredible community of adults over 60 who refuse to slow down, drop your name, your age, and where you're watching from in the comments. I read every single one, and honestly, this community inspires me more than you know. Now let's talk about why your glutes matter so much more than most people realize. Your glutes are not just muscles that help you look good, they are the foundation of almost every movement your lower body makes. Walking, climbing stairs, getting out of a car, standing up from a chair, keeping your balance when you step off a curb, every single one of those actions depends heavily on your glute muscles firing correctly. But here's the quiet problem. After years of sitting at desks, driving cars, and living modern life, the glutes start to shut down. Scientists call this gluteal amnesia. Your brain literally forgets how to activate these muscles efficiently. And when the glutes stop doing their job, the body doesn't just stop moving, it compensates. Your lower back picks up the slack. Your knees take on pressure they were never designed to handle. Your hip flexors tighten. And over time, this cascade of compensation leads to stiffness, pain, and a gradual loss of mobility that most people blame entirely on aging. But it's not aging, it's underuse, and the research is very clear on this. A study in the journal Age and Aging confirmed that targeted glute and hip strengthening exercises can reverse years of muscle weakness and significantly improve functional movement in adults over 60. Your body hasn't given up, is waiting for the right signal, and that's exactly what these 4 exercises provide. Each one targets a different part of your glute and leg system, waking up muscles that squats simply cannot reach the same way. Let's begin. Exercise 1, the standing hip extension hold. This first movement directly targets the gluteus maximus, the largest and most powerful muscle in your entire body. When this muscle is strong, everything downstream improves. Your walking becomes more powerful, your posture straightens, your hips feel more stable. The reason this works better than a squat for many older adults is simple. It isolates the glute without loading the knee joint. There's no deep bending, no pressure on the kneecap, just pure controlled hip extension that forces the glute to do all the work. Step-by-step guide. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop and hold it lightly with both hands. Keep your feet hip-width apart and your posture tall. Shift your weight onto your left leg with a slight bend in the knee. Now, slowly extend your right leg straight behind you. Don't kick, don't swing. Lift with control until you feel your glute tighten. Here's the key. Hold that top position for 3 full seconds. Squeeze the glute intentionally, then lower the leg slowly back down without letting it drop. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. 1 to 2 sets is perfect. Focus entirely on control and squeezing at the top. Common mistakes to watch for. Arching your lower back to lift the leg higher. That means your back is doing the work instead of your glute. Swinging the leg with momentum and leaning too far forward. Stay tall. Stay slow. Let the muscle do the job. Exercise 2, the lateral step with pause. Now this is where things get interesting. Most people only think about forward and backward movements when training their legs, but some of the most important muscles for hip stability work sideways. The gluteus medius, the muscle on the outer side of your hip, is one of the most underrated muscles in the body. When it's weak, your hips drop when you walk, your knees cave inward, and your balance suffers dramatically. Research in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy has shown that strengthening the gluteus medius significantly reduces fall risk and improves single leg stability in older adults. And guess what? Traditional squats barely touch this muscle. That's why lateral movements are so powerful for people over 60. Step-by-step guide. Stand with your feet together near a wall or countertop for light balance support. Take a slow, controlled step to the right about shoulder width. As your right foot lands, pause for 2 seconds and feel the outer hip muscles engage on both legs. Then slowly bring your left foot to meet the right. Take 5 to 6 steps in one direction, then reverse and go back. 2 rounds in each direction is a great starting point. The pause is everything. Without it, you're just shuffling. With it, you're forcing those deep stabilizer muscles to activate and hold. That's where the real strength comes from. Common mistakes: taking steps that are too wide, moving too quickly without pausing, and forgetting to keep your toes pointing straight ahead. Small, controlled steps with intentional pauses will give you far better results than rushing through large movements. Exercise 3. The seated leg press against resistance. This exercise is a game changer for anyone who finds standing exercises challenging or who needs a lower impact option for building leg strength. It mimics the pushing motion of a leg press machine but uses nothing more than a chair and your own body weight. The beauty of this movement is that it strengthens the quads, hamstrings, and glutes simultaneously while keeping your spine fully supported. For adults over 60 who have lower back concerns or knee sensitivity, this is one of the safest and most effective ways to build functional leg power. Step-by-step guide. Sit toward the front edge of a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for stability. Now press firmly through your heels and stand up slowly, taking a full 3 seconds to rise. At the top, squeeze your glutes for 2 seconds. Then slowly lower yourself back into the chair over 3 seconds. Do not drop into the seat. Control the descent the entire way down. Perform 8 to 12 repetitions for 1 to 2 sets. As you get stronger over the coming weeks, you can try pausing halfway down for 2 seconds before continuing, which dramatically increases glute and quad engagement. Common mistakes: using your arms to push yourself up instead of your legs, letting your knees travel far past your toes, and sitting down too quickly. The lowering phase is just as important as the standing phase. That's where your muscles do the most work. Exercise 4. The figure 4 standing stretch with activation. This final movement is something most people have never tried, but once they do, they can feel the difference almost immediately. Deep beneath the gluteus maximus are several small but incredibly important muscles called the deep hip rotators. These muscles control how your hip joint moves, how stable your pelvis stays, and how efficiently your larger glute muscles can fire. When these deep muscles are tight or inactive, which is extremely common after years of sitting, the entire hip system underperforms. Your stride shortens, your hips feel stiff, and your glutes can't fully engage no matter how many exercises you do. This movement combines a gentle stretch with active muscle engagement, which is why it's far more effective than a passive stretch alone. Step-by-step guide. Stand next to a wall or sturdy chair for balance. Shift your weight onto your left leg with a slight bend in the knee. Cross your right ankle over your left knee so your legs form a number 4 shape. Place one hand on your support surface. Now slowly bend your standing leg just a few inches, as if beginning a very small squat. You should feel a deep stretch around the outer hip and glute area of the crossed leg. Hold this position for 15 to 20 seconds while breathing naturally. Then slowly return to standing and switch sides. Repeat twice on each side. Important tips: do not force the depth. Even a 2-inch bend can produce a powerful stretch and activation in the deep hip muscles. Keep your chest lifted and avoid rounding your back. Over time, you'll notice your hips opening up, your stride getting smoother, and your glutes firing more easily during every other exercise. How to put this all together? Consistency beats intensity every single time after 60. Here's a simple weekly plan. Perform these 4 exercises 3 to 4 days per week. Start with the standing hip extension holds, then move to the lateral steps with pause, followed by the seated leg press, and finish with the figure 4 stretch. The entire routine takes roughly 8 to 10 minutes. That's it. No gym, no equipment, no complicated schedule. Over several weeks, most people begin to notice stronger hips, better balance, and smoother movement throughout their daily life. And here's what surprises surprises people the most. These improvements often show up in small moments. Getting out of the car feels easier. Walking uphill doesn't feel as heavy. Standing on one leg to put on a sock doesn't feel like a balancing act anymore. Now, a quick but important note. The exercises shared in this video are designed for general educational and wellness purposes. They are not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you have existing joint conditions, severe arthritis, osteoporosis, or balance disorders, please speak with your doctor before beginning any new exercise routine. Always listen to your body. Movement should feel controlled and comfortable, never painful. Getting stronger after 60 isn't about grinding through hard workouts. It's about choosing the right movements, doing them consistently, and trusting the process. Your glutes are the foundation of everything your lower body does. When they're strong, your knees are protected, your back is supported, your balance improves, and your confidence in everyday movement grows in ways you can feel. But exercise is only one part of the picture. Quality sleep helps your muscles recover and rebuild. Staying hydrated keeps your joints and tissues functioning well. Eating enough protein gives your body the building blocks it needs to maintain and grow muscle. And most importantly, making the daily choice to move, even when it's just for a few minutes, is the single most powerful thing you can do for your long-term health. Your body hasn't stopped adapting. It hasn't stopped responding. It's ready. And every small step you take today builds toward a stronger, more confident tomorrow. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 exercises are you most excited to try first? Have you been relying on squats and wondering why your glutes weren't getting stronger? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and this community grows stronger together every day. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear this, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We've got more coming that you won't want to miss.